Hello everybody, this is Greg29407 back with another episode of Astroneer. Well, the game has just now gone live. It's now been officially released, and we are starting a brand new game. Here we go. We're headed down to the Terran planet, which is now called Silva. Alrighty. First thing I want to do is I want to turn down the volume a little bit. Alrighty. Okay, so there have been a lot of changes since our last video that we did. Last time we did a video was about a year ago. It was in January 2018. And it's now February 2019. The game just now came out. And there's a lot of changes. You can see this is the first planet. We have all new forest, all new ground, new base. And there's a lot of different changes. We also have a new, it's called Terran 2.0, which is a whole new way that they develop all the planets and all the dirt and everything. So a lot of changes to make. Let's get this thing started. So we'll go ahead and go to our landing pad, get our cargo out. Alrighty, so we got our oxygenator. Open that up. Okay, let's put that into our ship, into our base. And this is going to allow us to, our base to make us oxygen and power. Next, we have a starting platform. This is going to be one for our creation of all of our. Probably I'm going to put all my printers on here. So let's go ahead and put this back here. Let's say right here. Open this up. Follow that. Okay. Let's see here. I turn all these sounds out. It's really loud. All right. And let's see what else we've got. Here, our medium starting printer. So that's why I want to put this on here. Unlock that. Okie doke. Let's see, do I want to do that this way? I'm going to turn it this way a little bit. This I'm going to turn around the other way. There we go. Okay, and let's attach this up with our cable. So we're now getting power to that. You hear that wind blowing. So because we got all the other things in place. And we're out here in this barren landscape. And again, we have our tethers and everything else. That hasn't changed. And what we have is our first printer, and we have some uneven ground. We'll have to straighten that up as we go. But we are in the same basic plan. And a lot of the things we've used in our previous episodes are going to stay the same. There are a lot of differences, though. Let's see if we can get some our little help screens on here. We have different suits we can choose. Exosuit. I like the bubble suit because it's the little Billy Blastoff looking thing. And flight suits, bio suits, and retro suits. And let's put that one on there. So there's a retro suit. He's a little bit taller and skinnier. Yeah, maybe we'll stick with this one. All right, we'll go with that for this one. I usually use my mobile suit. We'll go with the retro one on this one. But we have all the same kind of thing where we want to try and do the best planet we can. Look how we have some wreckage over here. There's a lot more wreckage in the game now. There are a lot more things to do as well. There's all debris, so we'll have to grind that up. And there's a cave right here. Boy, oh boy. Well, let me show you some of the basic stuff that we've got. Let's go to oxygen. So we have all our resources. So there's a lot more there's a natural resource, a lot more resources now. We saw remember the compound and resin we had before, and laterite and malachite and organic. We have some other ones too, like wolframite and spherulite, things like that, quartz. And here we can turn them into aluminum, carbon, and ceramic, and iron, and zinc, and those things. We can also now have atmospheric resources. So we have we can create a chemistry lab, and for the chemistry lab, we'll create an atmospheric item where you actually collect the different gases, and the different gases you tie in with the different resources that we had before. And we make things like aluminum alloy and diamonds and hydrazine and all these things to make even more machines and things like that. Our planets, this is our Terran planet. It's now called Silva. We have our moon, which used to be called Barren, now it's just DeSolo. This is the arid planet, it's now called Calidor. This one used to be called Exotic Planet, now it's Vesania. This is a brand new planet. It is a moon on the exotic planet, it's called Novus. And finally, the tundra planet is now called Glacio. Oh, and the final one, Atrox, which used to be the radiated planet. And this is considered very hard. It used to be that you could just go there really easily, but now it's a lot tougher. They give you some basic information, what's available, what's not. So a lot of the things that we have are very similar to what we had before. So if we hit our tab button, we'll see all the different things we can create. They've reorganized us all. So now we have things we can create in our backpack, like tethers, and they allow us some things are already unlocked. So tethers we already have unlocked. We don't need to get any bytes for those, as well as oxygen filters and the canister. If we want a beacon though, we have to unlock 250 bytes. And we have some things we've seen before. A small generator we can create, different boosts for our little soil gun thing, different drill mods. And then if you want to go over here, this will be on the small printer, things you can put on the small printer, like the oxygenator, medium generators, medium storage, different size platforms, shredder, tractor for driving around, rover seats, things like that. And then on this third one, which is like a medium printer, we can create more storage, different types of platforms, research chamber, which we already have unlocked, thank goodness. Also smelting furnace. Remember, those are the first two things we want to create, aside from our printers. We want to get our smelting furnace and our research so we can get going right away. There's our soil centrifuge. We want to do that next too, because we can take the soil centrifuge and turn it into a lot of really valuable items we're going to need. Then there's the chemistry lab. Notice they also tell us what's required on here. And chemistry lab requires some tungsten. Now, tungsten is not available on this planet. So they've changed things around quite a bit, whereas every item, every resource is not located on every planet. So it encourages you to travel from one planet to the next. So we're going to actually travel to one of the other planets. I believe in this case we can go to our barren moon to get the wolframite that turns into tungsten. And then after that, atmospheric condenser. So again, we need some other things like iron we have to get on a couple of far away planets, that kind of thing. And we have some vehicles here. We have a buggy in our medium rover, and then we have our large rover seat, crane. And then on the final thing, which is the large printer, we make a new shelter, solar arrays, more storage, and here's our large rover, and our small shuttle, medium shuttle, and large shuttle for traveling all over the place. And the trick is going to be, we create the small shuttle first, go to one other planet, come back, and then we can start going to it's very little storage on those. Then you can do the medium shuttle, and I prefer the large shuttle. So a lot of stuff to do. First thing we want to do, though, is, of course, we want to get a view of our surroundings. And we want to get some of our basics, which is some resin and some compound. We're going to need that to make tethers and things like that. Now, here's a cave right here, which we're not going to go into yet because it's a little early. You have no way of doing anything. Oh, here's another thing they have now. They have these things here. If I scan this, I actually get bytes for that. So I got 15 bytes for that one. And these things replenish. So they will come back over time. Another cave. Well, we got lots of caves over here. Here we go. Here's our compound. And we're getting so much of organic as well. Let's get as much of this stuff as we can hold right now until our time runs out. All right, we're going to start suffocating. All righty. Get some tethers. And let's make some more tethers. Let's put these down here where we can see them. All right. Well, this is my favorite part of the game, which is exploring. So I'm going to, what I always do, and this is, everyone does this differently. Let's see if I can turn down the effects volume. All right, that sounds better. So what I like to do is, you put your cursor underneath your character, you can see the directions. So what I want to do is I'd like to go out 11 tethers in each direction and just get to kind of lay the land. I do this every time. It's just the thing that I do. So there's 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Why 11? Because when you ever get some tethers, 11 is how much they put in your pack. So it's one entire thing of tethers. All right, so I'm not going to be like crazy about it where I have to do, now I'm going to do all the other 3 directions right away. I can kind of do it as slowly as I need to. But in the meantime, let's, where's that other thing that we found? That other pile of compound we're using is just right over here. Let's get some more compound. And as we search for anything else, we will also be looking for resin. I like to exhaust my my research before moving on to a different one. Otherwise, I don't want a bunch of half filled up things. Maybe all of us in that one. Oh, there's some more. Notice, see the little right above the arrow? If this is something new, it shows you where everything is, which is pretty cool for locating stuff. Run out of oxygen. There's some in there. There we go. Is that it? Nope. I saw some. There we go. What about cut a hole into my little cave. Alright. Oxygen. Let's see what we've got so far. Alright, so we didn't get an entire compound. We did get an organic, which we don't really need now. Here's a cave here, which, again, we're not going to do any caves yet. Okay. I'm going to go in here and save this. All right. Can I see any kind of resin? Not that I can tell. Let's go that way. We'll go due east. 1, 2. See rocks out here. That's why I'm going to head this way. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get some more research. 7. 8. 9. There's a big spaceship over there. 10. And 11. Big old spaceship. I didn't see any resin though. Let's get some more of this. Is that the only one that was in there? Nope. Where is that compound hiding from? And the last planet I was working on had a huge amount of resources, like really close. But the caves were a little harder to find. There we go. Look at all that compound down there. Whoops. Oh, where's my... Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay, good. I lost track of where my tethers were. I'm going to check out those rocks, too. I am loading up on the compound. I can come back to this later. All right, let's head back. Still haven't found any resin, though. That's kind of weird. What's in here? What is that? Is that clay? It's clay. Okay, that's another one of our items. Get a second one of these. I hope I don't fall into any these deep holes on my way running around in the dark. We got plenty of organic all around here, which would be very helpful. All right. I still don't see any resin, so let's go ahead and make some more tethers. All right. Usually, I did one of these maps fairly recently where I did one of my strings out here, and I found so many different resources, so many things to do, and some caves down there that I waited a long time for I to do a second one, and I finally did all 4 directions. But it was well into the game before I even had to do that. What I generally do is I'll do all 4 directions eventually, and then I'll start to connect the 11th one all the way around, so I have a big circle around. Now, when you're running around like this in the early part of the game, this seems like a long way to go. But once we get our vehicles and we have like extra oxygen tanks and stuff, this is like a tiny little backyard. This whole circle, 11 that way, 11 that way, 11 that way, 11 that way. It's like some tiny little backyard you've got. It won't even matter at all. But for right now, it's a pretty wide open plain. Let's go ahead and put a tether here. Okay, well, that's kind of weird, but okay. This time we're going south. 2, 3. Uh-oh. That's just a hole in the ground. 4, 5. There's a resource. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, we got a platform. I gotta do this in a minute. 9, 10, and 11. Let's go ahead and get these resources real quick. Okay. So a lot of times this stuff is like debris. I'll call it like detritus or debris. See, this is salvage stuff. And this thing out here is debris. Take this off here, by the way. Look at this, though. This is an actual medium platform. It's in good shape. Dig it out a little bit, looks like. There we go. Take this back to our base. It'll save us some resources for having to create another one. Is this a cave or is that just another? Oh, that's a cave there. Okay, good. Alrighty. So I'm going to have a separate place for the printers. And then, let's just run out here real quick. It's kind of flat land. Maybe what I'll do is I'll build my base going that way to avoid all the caves and stuff. So, yeah. Let's rotate that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. All right, so now we can build our resource chamber, and let's see what we've got here. We've got 199 bytes. That's just from picking up stuff. And let's see, where can we can build our resource. Maybe it's in this one. Let's see here. There it is. Research chamber. We need 2 compound and we need a resin. Okay. We got to find that resin. And the resin should be up above the ground somewhere around here. run back out here and kind of loop around a little bit. It's generally very plentiful. Bunch of compound. Oh, here we go, right here. Look at this. All these yellow noodles, all this macaroni. All right, good. My last base I built had so much resin right behind my base that the entire game I was going back to this one place just getting plenty of resin. It's incredible. Load this thing as much as I can. Not far away from my 11th tether on this side. Let's get a couple more of these. Early game you're going to spend, just like in my previous videos, getting your basic resources together, getting the basic area around your base set up and explored. To me, that's the most fun part. That is the most fun part of the whole game. Once you get that base set up, then what you can do is you can start going around exploring the caves and things, which I also love. All right, let's see. We've got quite a few, so let's go back. And I'm holding down the shift button to make him run. Now this is all debris, but there is a little power cell here. We'll be able to use that a little bit later on to help power stuff up. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Is this what we need? Platform. Research, there we go. I need 1 resin, 2 compound. Let's build one of these. We're going to need to get some wind power and some solar power as well. Because when it gets nighttime, if I don't have those two, then I have a little bit of power coming off of our shelter to power this up. It'll be really, really slow. As you can see, it's starting to slow down already. I'm hoping we'll be able to find a small solar or small wind or both. Some of this wreckage we're going to keep searching for. Alright, so we can take this over and move this. And unlike before, we can now take stuff like this and pick up and move it. Whereas before, once you were put it on someplace, it was stuck for good. So you were done. But okay. Alrighty, here we go. Let's put this on here. It's weird. Oh, it didn't fit here. Oh, it needs a bigger base than that. Ah, darn it. We need to build a bigger base. Bigger thing here. So let's see. Really? Seems strange. I'm not sure why it's not fitting. That's medium platform B. Let's see here. All right, let's make a medium platform A. What's this one? Starting platform. Okay. Well, it's telling us what we need. Let's do the other one then. Large platform. Large platform A. Okay. Seems a little bit odd they would need that, but okay. Hate to have to spend some of our resources on something like that. Let's disconnect this. Put there for right now. I guess that the configuration of these little slots is what this requires. I guess 2 of those slots. There you go. Let's rotate that over in a little bit. There we go. All right, so that's hooked up, ready to go. Put this over here for now. So yeah, this is a different setup. So let's go ahead and get some research. And there's one down here. Oh, they have a new thing too, where if you walk around like this, trying to carry it like normal, you can't run anymore. So what you do is you put this up to your hand like that, and now you can. So he's carrying it in his hands. Not sure why you can't run the other way. That may be a bug. Not quite sure yet. Okay, let's see what we get. 360. All right, let's start researching. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for our first episode. Until next time, this is Craig29407 saying arrivederci from Astroneer. We'll see you next time.